So let's talk about types of perks. They're experience-based perks. For authors, you could do a book reading in a home. You could do a group meeting with fans. You could do a book launch party where people can come in and actually meet you face to face. You could do Skype meetings with that person. You could do a Skype reading where you say, you know, Isolde, for $75, I'm going to personally read you the first 5 chapters of my book through Skype. You could do experiential things like personalizing things for them where their name gets to appear in the book somewhere. They get to be the character that gets killed off in a mystery novel, or you name a shop or a store after them where the main character visits. Goods or product based, t-shirt, your actual book. Things that they could physically hold in their hands. This is where you might need a little bit of a marketing hat. Like, look at things like Harry Potter. If there's something in your book that would actually make a marketing piece, just figure out a way to figure out the cost and make it. It could even be something as like a challenge coin, if you guys are familiar with those. They're about this big and they're kind of made, they're normally given out through the military, but they're things that you earn for being a part of something, and they're exclusive, so you have to do something really good to get it. A digital good. A digital good is just like I mentioned, a digital copy of the first chapter, a digital copy of your book or EPUB book, an audio recording of an MP3 of the audio book of it. And then in-kind exchanges. If you're an editor, trade some editing services. You get 5 hours of free service plus my book plus t-shirt for this dollar amount. If you're a writer, I will write your bio for you plus da 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 da. You know, and then you can make those perks really valuable by limiting the number of them. So you could say 10 people will get me to write a press release for you in addition to all of those things that I give you. I'm a huge Doctor Who fan, and there is a web series called Puppet Doctor Who, where they did stop animation with the doctors, and one of the perks that I bought was that the voice of the narrator, because it's done in that Winnie the Pooh style that the character doesn't talk, but the narrator tells everything, the narrator will record 30 seconds of whatever you want just for you. So that was mine, and I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with it. But it's also a digital good because it costs them nothing. Digital goods are amazing, by the way. If you could keep your digital goods from $30 and down or $50 and down, you're going to save so much money because you don't cost to mail them. If you can partner with somebody or barter with somebody that does audio recording, you could get your audiobook read by you or by somebody that does that. You could figure out all these fun ways to give away digital content, and then all of that money that's for those digital content stays with you and you're not paying for rewards. So then we go on to always remember and think fulfillment. And I talked about this a little bit earlier. You want to do the math of the pricing of rewards. That's why I'm a big proponent of digital as much as you possibly can, because it keeps your cost down. A t-shirt will cost you anywhere from $3 to $6. Shipping for that t-shirt will cost you anywhere from $1.90 to $5.99 if you want to do priority shipping. So right there you're going anywhere from $7 to $13 depending on how much that one shirt is. So think about those things when you're factoring in your rewards. Know how you're going to fulfill them. If it's 10 people or 10,000 people or 1 million people, are you going to do priority shipping so you know it's $5.99 for a box? Are you going to do basic media shipping so it's like $1.90? Or are you going to, do you have a FedEx account that you could partner all of this stuff through? Figure out all of that stuff in advance and then go from there. And then research international shipping costs, because shipping to Australia is like 29 bucks for a t-shirt. It's expensive to ship, and you gotta know that. So just kind of do some basic math on where those things are coming from. And it's not listed on here, but something that you could do, and you'll see this if you start researching campaigns, US is free shipping, international, you have to pay. So basically, if you have somebody that comes in from Germany that wants to contribute to your campaign and they've contributed, they know if I give money to this, I'm going to have to pay more. Once you figure out that number, you contact them, you say, hey, I'm going to ship your reward. Please PayPal me this amount for shipping, and then I will ship it to you. So that'll take a little bit of your headache off, but just know that that's something that you have to factor in when it comes to rewards. So let's talk a little bit about pre-launch strategy. As I said, know where 30% of your funding will come before you launch. This is your first week. Some people may help you out on the first day. Some people may come in and go, you're launching on Monday, I get paid on Friday, I'll have it to you no later than Saturday. But stay on those people. And this is a funny thing to say, but stay on them like they owe you money, because they do. Treat them like you are like needing this, because you do need this to succeed, but do it with kindness and love and support, but a sense of urgency. Build your plan for online and offline strategy. What I mean by that is postcards or business cards with your book art or your face, and on the back, the details of your campaign. What date did it start? When does it end? One or two perks that are really exciting, and the web address on how to find you. When you go to a meeting like this and you can't be shy, go up to somebody and be like, John, I want to tell you about my campaign. Would you check it out when you get home? And give them the card. Some people will do that, but those tend to convert people that you haven't met, and if you're meeting a stranger face to face, that's a new stranger that goes into your 60%. Your online strategy is going to be your social media, your Twitter, your Facebook, your Instagram, Pinterest, but YouTube and all of those things, as well as your email strategy. And you had your hand up.
I did. I have a question.
Yes.
Is there a difference between Kickstarter and Indiegogo in terms of when they take the money? Because Kickstarter is more of a pledge system, right? Where
Correct.
you promise it, but they don't actually charge your card until it's successful, right?
Correct.
But Indiegogo is different?
Both of them have the all or nothing, and with the all or nothing strategy, they don't take anything or you don't get anything until the campaign is successful. Once the campaign is successful for all or nothing with both Indiegogo and Kickstarter, that's when the money and the fees kick over. Well, if you do you get it as you go along, or you keep it all, the money will start coming into your account within the week, and you'll just see it add, like they said, they'll take that 9% chunk out right away, and then they'll give you, once the campaign is successful, that 6% back.
Does that help you if you're doing, like if you do an all or nothing campaign versus a get it anyway? Is that like kind of a pitch you can make? Does that make people more likely to give larger amounts?
No, it's a philosophy thing. And something to take into consideration with the all or nothing model is that people have the ability to rescind. So with the keep it all model, if you give me $20 now, I have $20. With the all or nothing model on both platforms, if you promise that you're going to give me $500 and then you change your mind, that $500 can go away. A flaw in Kickstarter is that your goal reached will still reflect that $500 is there. So somebody contributing will like, wow, they're $500 away from goal. I don't need to give them more money than $500. They're going to go, no, you really need to give it that much. And that's the problem with all or nothing in my mind. Like, some people look at it and go, well, if you don't reach your goal, yeah, that's great, but you've given up all of that time and effort. And there's two sides of the coin. Some people like doing all or nothing because they feel like they can give you something and you're going to be successful, and there's no loss for them if they don't. And some people just want to support an artist. I've done 2 campaigns on both. I've only had one failed campaign on Kickstarter, and that was due to hubris, not due to numbers. And the last 2 campaigns were money coming in as it comes in, and I will tell you, looking at the way that numbers flowed in, nothing changed. I still raised the same amount of money each week period as I would have scheduled and anticipated all or nothing, as I did as keep it all. Remember your 3 Fs, friends, family, and fans. These are the people that are going to be your biggest backbone. And they're also going to be your team. And what I mean by a team is whether it's 1 person, whether it's 5 people, or whether it's 10, you're going to need help. And what I mean by help is you're going to need troops to mobilize to say, hey, let's get this out far and wide as much as they possibly can. Somebody like, let's say you're not good at social media, but you have a Mike Dougherty in your pocket who's really, really good. Get him on your team to actually run the social media for you. Make him the admin of your Twitter and Facebook during the campaign. For example, I did that for a campaign called Blind Courage, which is a movie, but it's based off of a book. And what I did is I came in the last 30 hours and I just took over social media for them. And I took them from $5,000 away from their goal in the last 30 hours, which is statistically a failure, to $1,600 above their goal. And the reason I did that is because we tag team. While I'm doing social media updates every hour and tweeting and Facebooking, she's, Paula, who is the director of it, or not the director, the producer, was emailing her friends and calling her friends and family. So we're both hitting 2 sides of the coin. She's going for the direct ask, and I'm going for the broad. And for the time that we actually did in 30 hours, it balanced out to be, she beat me by 10%. So when I tell you build a team, teams are valuable, and they're also valuable because you're going to burn out, and you're going to need 1 day to look at somebody and go, Brooke, take over for me. And as much as you want to be able to keep and do it all, you need sleep.
So that sort of is the other side, what you just said of what I was curious about. Have you ever found people on your team become sort of fatigued themselves? Not, I'm gonna tweet, I'm gonna tweet, I'm gonna tweet, but just like going to them again and going, I still need to make my goal, I still need more money, I still need for you to stump for me, essentially.
Absolutely.
Is there donor fatigue? Has that been sort of looked at?
I've seen team fatigue, I've seen friend fatigue, I've had friends call me up and be like, dude, if I see this in your feed one more time, I'm gonna punch you in the face. So that's when you start doing the, in Facebook, everybody except Isolde, because I don't wanna be smacked, type of thing. In your team, prep them early, get them involved early. Tell them what the plan is and what they're doing, and give them breaks. You are the general, you are in charge of the army, and you need to relegate and delegate as much as you can. Relegate how busy they're going to be working for you so they don't burn out on their own out of just sheer excitement, and delegate the things that are going to kill you in the long run. If you could have somebody tweet for you and keep up with communications, perfect. That's an hour that you could take to spend with your family, you could sleep, you could take a bath, you could take a shower, you get some writing done, some editing done. You could take some time and email every individual person that's contributed to that point and thank them with a link to the PDF that they have gotten of your book or your anything you've given. That downtime that team member could give you is valuable, but you need to make sure that that's reciprocal for the teammate. And I've seen teammates burn out from everything from just sheer excitement and not knowing what to do to, dude, this is a lot longer than I thought it was, even though I'm very clear that this is like 30 days of your life. And then donor fatigue. You're gonna have people that are like, look, I gave you $5, I'm gonna go away. Stop talking to me, just give me the updates periodically. You're gonna have the people that are like, look, I gave you $1,